I made it on time.
Do you want a round of applause? You got one.
Thanks.
And we're matching. We weren't until a minute ago.
You went and put your grey top on.
I'm cold.
Yeah.
What is going on? I'm cold. We do have the front door still ajar because we painted it, and we're trying to leave it open for as long as possible to let the first coat go off before we close it, because we've got to do second coat tomorrow.
Potentially. Depends on
We don't want it sticking to the door frame. We didn't start as early as we should. Anyway, hello everybody. How are you? Yes, we have a fun haul. Hopefully you saw in the title, and you may have seen I did put some little highlight, a little mini video of me looking at some of the vinyl on TikTok, Instagram, and I think I did a YouTube short.
Yeah, so if you've seen that,
you've only seen a tiny fraction. Plus, but you haven't seen any of the video games. No, you haven't seen them. And the stuff that you picked up.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much of that.
So, yes, welcome. If you are new to this, we come on every Sunday and just hang out with all you lot and share stuff if we've bought any, and we've bought some. Not loads. We went to one jumble sale, but it's going to be an interesting haul. And yeah, have a chat. So if you are watching live, you can chat with us live and say hello. Let's say a few hellos. C. Blaney was first in. Okay, I went. I'll be back. Are you back? Maria. I didn't put this on quite right, did I? It's kind of sagging. Thermals are coming on. End of summer.
Oh,
thermals.
Maria's a bit under the weather. Sorry to hear that, Maria.
Oh, what?
Hope you feel better.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
We're kind of out the other side of our illness, touch wood. Yeah, get well soon. Flipping Maggie. Remembered it's Sunday. Well done. Well done. Fluffy Muffin. There's Marcus. Good evening. Once loved treasures. Gadget Man. Good to see you.
Oh, thank you for the like, Gadget Man.
Oh, you've liked it already. You don't know what it's going to be. You might not end up liking it. Thank you. So a few more and then we will crack on. Stephen and Tina. Jennifer, Andy, Laurie, hi.
Annabelle Sue.
Are we doing beautiful stuff?
I don't know, just
Alison, Philippa Sue.
That's the one.
And this is a new name on me. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. I'll be perfectly honest. Verlag.
Yeah, I don't know.
Welcome. Sorry if we murdered the name. And Natalie. There's Pete. Hi, Pete. And Nia. Right, we won't say hi to everyone because we won't get anything else done. So I'm scrolling. Yeah. Scrolling. London Toy Shop. Hello. Crispy is in. Brian is in.
Sean. There's Anne.
Jake.
Say hello to Anne. You probably did already.
Yeah, I'm at the bottom. It's German. Is it German? Okay. I don't know how we did with the name, but you are very welcome.
Very well.
Right. So, yeah, we went to a very small village hall jumble sale in a tiny little village we'd not been to before, about half hour from us. There was a queue. There was probably not a big queue like we have seen, maybe 20 to 25 people by the time the doors open, maybe more.
Yeah. And
we were sort of 7th or 8th in the queue. So I was able to be first to the little media section they had and filled my boots with vinyl and video games. And we bought a few other bits and bobs. So where do we want to start? Do we just want to jump in with...
Did you get this?
Yeah, I bought that as well. Did I not show you that?
Oh, we'll start with Tap Point. Who's this?
Well, this gives it away. But anyway, first with his name. Orange detailing and a M. Don't mention the... Would we mention the war?
I think there's some faulty towers laughter going on.
Yes. Don't mention the war. Who is that?
Oh, here they come. Moved you.
Chris has gone with Mario. This looks nothing like Mario.
Who was in first?
It is
It was Andy.
Andy, with interesting
Well,
spelling, but we know where you were going with that.
Once Love Treasures with the actual spelling.
Michelangelo. The turtles were named after famous Renaissance artists, weren't they? Leonardo, etc. Donatello.
Yeah. Who was the other one?
I can't remember.
Were there 4?
Yeah. Anyway, this
I really wasn't into them.
I fell
off your chair.
I fell off in the stool. This is a 1989 Playmates plush. It's not in perfect condition. The belt has seen some wear, but I looked into him and they go up into the £20 sort of bracket for a little plush. So I grabbed him for 50p.
Oh, John and Karen asking, are we going to do auctions again? Yes, we probably will. Sometime nearer to Christmas.
I think we'll do a couple.
I don't know if it'll be sort of November or
yeah.
I
think so. Late November, early December. We're going to put a load of stuff aside that will be very giftable stuff, and then we'll sell it all off before some point before Christmas. Is the plan, but plans are always open to change.
Oh, Andy's in with the information. The turtles were Renaissance characters in their own right.
That says creatures.
Oh, creatures. Sorry. I need new glasses.
Oh, now you can't smell it, but it smells very much of white spirit and vinegar in here.
Yeah. I went to the shop earlier and walked back in. I was like, whoa. Fumes.
Shall I show everyone my knocker? I did put a post.
They don't know what it looked like before, though, to be honest.
We had a very tarnished, very tired looking door knocker. Now looks like that. Whoa, hello. So this has been heated in white vinegar, and then yes, now it's like that. Our letterbox was even worse, to be fair. Woohoo! So our door's going to be so blingy. Even.
Yeah, but there are bits we can't get off.
Yeah.
The actual lock part and the door handle we can't get off.
We can't get the bloody door handle off.
We might be able to do. You could probably do what you. Well, I was not soak it, but you could probably.
I could polish the door handle.
Polish the door handle and stuff.
Anyway, so we've been having fun. So we've glossed the door today, and we've got to do another coat tomorrow. And then when all this goes back on, oh yes, it's going to look awesome. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. What do you want to share some of your stuff?
Apparently Kylie's on now. Sorry if you're
Kylie's on
wanting to watch Kylie.
What, the Radio 2?
Yeah, we'll catch up later.
The BBC thing.
Yeah. Nice comment here from David. Thank you, David. Said, hi Nick and Andrea. Hope you're both well. Just wanted to say you were the first resellers I started watching on YouTube about a year ago. I'm now reselling full time, and you guys are awesome.
Excellent. Well, thank you for watching, and we wish you great success with your venture. I thought I had a lot more of that. I'll just use that up. Right. Do you want to share the bits and bobs you picked up, and then we'll get into the records?
Hardly anything, to be honest.
And video games.
There really wasn't very much bric-a-brac. I ended up venturing into clothes, bought a couple of bits for myself, but then I bought this cap, and I just thought it was quite interesting.
Have you looked it up?
No. Failsworth, made in Great Britain. Yeah.
Failsworth.
I'm sure that says Failsworth. It's got a cross on it there.
If it's a fail, then it's apt, isn't it? Yeah, it is Failsworth. So
that was 30p. All the clothing was 30p. Although we bought 3 things and gave them £1.
So try it.
33p and a bit.
Now all I need is a whippet.
Now you look like Joe Sugg.
It's very wide.
It is, isn't it? That flat cap would go down well here in Yorkshire, says Andy. And I bought a tablecloth. Most of the tablecloths.
Good day to you, madam. Good day.
Oh, you did want to be a chimney sweep, didn't you?
Did I?
Well, you were talking about that the other day. You said, do I have to dress up like...
I dressed up as a chimney sweep once.
Yeah, anyway, I'm talking about tablecloths.
It was
a whole 10p for this tablecloth. So, yeah. not a very huge tablecloth, but I loved the detail on it, the embroidery. And as I say, I went through all of the linens and everything, and most of them were stained and not in great condition. But the tablecloth, it's lovely. And then I also found a table runner, which seemed to be free of marks as well, with roses on, which I thought was lovely.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prices.
They were 10p each, can believe it.
It was the typical jumble sale where it depends who you ask.
Yeah.
There was one man there who was just like almost giving it away, and other people had different ideas, but that's fine. It's very subjective, isn't it, how much things are worth? But yeah, that chap that you got those off, he was just like, 10p, is that okay? You're like, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know any world where 10p isn't okay for something.
Not a great look, apparently, my cap. I didn't think it suited, to be fair. I used to wear a cap in my teenage years. I had a little, not tartan, like tweed cap. I lived in the countryside then.
Well, your dad still has tweed.
Dad wears caps. Yeah. Right, let's get to the bottom of here. Yeah. Oh, crikey, that's beautiful.
Pull these out. Oh, the tablecloth. Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Stephen's in. Did everyone else get the dress code memo? Not sure I have a grey top. Yeah.
That's what I said. I sat down and I went, oh, we're both in grey tonight.
Seconds before we went live, I ran upstairs and got my thermal because I got really cold all of a sudden. Yes, you can wear what you like.
Please, can we see Andrea's 10p face?
10p. They're not saying you're cheap, but you get excited when things are 10p.
Yeah, you found a big Tupperware box. It's so big, I can't get it in the screen.
I'm fairly sure, as kids, all of our Lego was kept in one exactly like that. We had a Tupperware. My mum was a Tupperware rep in the 70s, and I have memories of our Lego being in one exactly like this.
I did not tell Nick to wear it. He went, I'm going to go get a jumper. This isn't even a jumper, it's another top.
No,
you've got a long sleeve top over a short sleeve top.
It's just a thermal undergarment, really. Are we going to run through your plates before we? Yeah, I know we're teasing you with video games and records, but they're coming.
So there was a big stack of plates. He said, I'll take £1 for all of them, but some of them I didn't really want and they were all a bit damaged. So I just took
a few for 50p.
Yeah. And so we've got 2 of these, and they are Royal Albert Shakespeare's flowers. So we've got russet mantle and primrose beds. And they seem to be, I haven't looked very closely, but I couldn't see any damage on them. So I'll do that as a pair.
That's Christmassy.
That's a very nice Christmas plate.
Modern.
But I'll probably just use it. It's probably not worth it very much. But
I thought you might. Oh, that's Indian tree.
That's Indian tree. But you get various makes of Indian tree. I can't really see what that says.
England.
No, here. Maddock? Is it Maddock? The light's not very good in here. But I have a couple of Indian tree plates which are a different make. And it's a slightly different design.
So you just grabbed a few to experiment with them, was it?
I just thought I'll pick up the ones that are interesting. Blue and white goes well at the moment. People are after blue and white. Look how old that is, though. Look at the stamp on that. And, for Christmas serving, gorgeous.
Peaky Blinders. People are saying Peaky Blinders. Yeah. Is that the look? The wide. It is. They do wear those wide ones, don't they?
They do.
It's like a jaunty angle. Oh, no. Never a jaunty angle. Right.
So, yeah, plates for 50p. Can't go wrong.
I'm doing my hair the wrong way. Which way does it go? It's all backwards in there.
I know.
Right, should we do some video games?
Go
We
on.
can do these first. We bought a couple of cassettes. Genesis best of, and this is rather cool. This is discography. So the Pet Shop Boys first best of.
Stephen C. and Dick Van Dyke. He's seen your picture of you dressed up as Dick Van Dyke, isn't he?
Oh, did we share that? Did we?
Yeah.
So this was quite. The first best of it was released in '91, I think it was. They've had several best of compilations since, but that's quite nice to find on cassette. And then let's do some video games. So I was first to the table. I bought most of the records, and then I spotted this, and luckily nobody had spotted it before me. Game Boy Advance SP with a Game Boy Color game in, which is why it stands proud.
Ian says his comment was deleted. We haven't deleted it. I don't know if there are any mods in that for some reason deleted it.
Pop it back in, Ian. It shouldn't. I don't know why somebody's deleted it unless it was inappropriate, which I very much doubt it is. So yeah, Game Boy Advance SP. These keep on just rising in value. I'm not sure where they're at. Depends a lot on the issue. This is pretty much the most common one, just a plain silver, but there's like a tribal one, there's a red, a green, there's loads. There's a gold Zelda one. The special edition ones can be stupid money. I think these are now 40 to 50 maybe. Don't quote me on that. It's been a while.
Porky says I sold russet mantle for £9, including postage.
So
what model SP is it?
it's 001, I think. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? AGS 001. It doesn't have a charger, although I think I have one somewhere, but it does have charge in it, thankfully, so I know it's working, and the sound.
Oh, Tina made a boo-boo and got fake Emma Bridgewater tins. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah, it does.
We all get caught out now and again.
Stephen says he scrolled back and can't see any deleted comments. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe there was a glitch or...
Pop it in again.
Yeah, not sure why.
I got Gold Legend of Zelda, Game Boy Advance, for £50 a few years ago. Oh, okay. I don't know what they go for now. Right, where we at? Hey, Neil. So anyway, the odd thing about it was, apart from that, which itself isn't a Game Boy Advance game, which were like half the size of these, that's a Game Boy Color game. Good one, though, Super Mario Brothers. Everything else that was on the table with it was DS games. Now then, scream when you see the home run. We have Ben 10 game there. Tetris Party, anybody? Professor Layton, I think that was the second Professor Layton. Another Ben 10. Home run? No. Jewel Quest. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Sky. And Dragon Quest. Both of these are good, but that surprised me where the prices have got. I saw completed.
Sorry, that's the dishwasher beeping.
Dishwasher. I saw some completed on used. Shush.
It'll do it a couple more times.
Completed listings on used ones up into the £60 to £70 bracket now for that. That's nuts. Beep. Yeah. It just keeps going up. It surprises me. I know I say this a lot, but when we had the shop, we would sell daily Pokemon Red, Pokemon Yellow, Blue, and then Crystal and Gold and Silver. We had them in all the time, and there were just constant turnovers at £10, £15 that back then. They are all sky high now, but yeah, the DS ones are following suit.
Thomas is itching to see the records.
They're coming. Yeah, Dragon Quest is a good title. I don't think I looked this one up, but I sold this a number of times. Yeah, so all of that was £4. I know. I'd have paid the £4 for the Tetris. And the Tetris? The Pokemon. All day long. I mean, just the console. So yeah, I struggle to find nice little video game tools these days because everybody knows its value. But there it was. So the vinyl, I went up and I fished through and I pulled out more than half of the box, if not 3/4 of the box.
Stuart's worried you might not have checked inside the DS box.
I've checked them all and they are in lovely condition. This is a wonderful thing as well. They have all of the inserts. They look, you know, when a game is just pristine, look, the inserts are all still there, the manuals, everything. Just so good.
Stu said if there isn't any Nick Berry vinyl, he's going to be very disappointed.
Oh dear. Yeah, and then you came along and you had a look, and then we said, "What? How much for the rest of it?" And we bought what was left and
so
the
started
case.
Picking out some other bits and saying it probably would be, you know, worth getting this and getting that.
Very nice case.
Yeah, and you wanted a case for your collection. I
might keep anyway. I think I now have 4 LP size cases, but the collection keeps growing. So the case may have already found its owner. So I asked straight away how much, and he said 50p each, and I was just yes please, and
are the contacts on the games okay as well?
I haven't looked into it that far, but I have no reason to think they aren't. So yeah, let's just talk about music for a while. Whitesnake, do you know this album? Ready and Willing.
I don't really know any of their albums, to be honest with you. A few of their singles, but not.
I've never seen that cover. If anybody sees anything you're interested in, as always, just message one of us on Instagram. I am better at answering my Instagram messages these days, a little bit. This is nice. Roxy Music. I don't think has much value, but look at the condition. Condition is everything when you're trying to sell vinyl. Avalon, Roxy Music.
Stu said it's a good early Whitesnake LP.
Excellent. More Than This is on here. More Than This. Don't start me singing.
Peter says, I wouldn't have thought I'd be into collecting vinyl, but my collection is growing.
Oh, it's a slippery slope. It's dangerous. This, I shouldn't start collecting another band, but I've always loved Tears for Fears. One of the first ever records I owned was Shout.
They were at Radio 1's big weekend as well.
They're headlining, aren't they? Or was Kylie headlining?
Yesterday.
So
we'll have to catch up and watch that as well.
So that is their classic song from the big chair, which will be early 80s.
Stephen says, this is a good time for me to take a comfort break.
No, don't go away. Do you still play vinyl, Nick? Yes, I collect and play it. Interesting band, Saxon, quite collected. I don't think this is a rarity by any stretch, but it's in lovely condition. Something a bit interesting. Now then, this one is unusual. I got a little bit excited when I saw this. If I take this out, you will recognize possibly Bowie's face in that piece of artwork. This is not, somebody messaged me and said, if that's the LP, then it's worth a lot of money. It's actually the 12-inch to the single, The Heart's Filthy Lesson. It's a 12-inch picture disc with a different image on both sides. But what did I say when I looked it up? 30 £30 or so. That should fetch.
Oh, Elaine saw Saxon at Barrowlands last year.
Nice. Deep Purple, it's only the best of, so it doesn't have much value, but again, lovely condition.
Yeah, Secret Carper says they're in amazing condition. They are, aren't they?
Yeah, really nice. It's somebody's collection and they've looked after it. Interesting, Spandau. This was a TV advertised best of they put out. I've seen this on CD many times.
Well, I think we've had it on CD.
Yeah. We've got a different best of now, though, don't we?
Yeah.
Genesis LP, very common. Sold it before, doesn't fetch much. I might have sold that in a bundle last time, actually. And then we get into Pink Floyd. This surprised me. I thought this might have some really good value because it's a later album. Are we into the 80s now?
Hill says, any Jim Reeves? There's always a Jim Reeves album. No,
not in this
no,
collection.
this was a good collection of music. Not that Jim Reeves isn't good, but you know what I mean. In relative terms to our taste.
Nice gatefold, Pink Floyd, lovely condition, final cut, but doesn't actually hold a great deal of value. It will sell quickly in that condition, no doubt. But this, I haven't looked into which edition this is. Makes a big difference with values on the wall. I keep getting cramp in my hand. Oh, it's so painful.
Thomas says the later Tears for Fears from the 90s and noughties is my favourite. Elemental is a great album.
Oh, it is. Yes. That was what, 92, I think? And that was when Kurt, was it? I get muddled up with Kurt and Roland, isn't it? One carried on, the one with the curly hair. That's when they fell out, wasn't it? Anyway, isn't that gorgeous? Look at the condition on that. So Pink Floyd.
No Leo Sayer or James Last.
No. Let's whiz through a few.
Or Nick Berry. No Nick Berry. Sorry about that.
There's a few Fleetwood Macs. This one has a little bit of value.
That's nice.
Look at that in their prime. That's Fleetwood Mac double live LP. Very nice. When's this then?
Roland Orzabal. Is that how you pronounce it?
Roland Orzabal. Yes, that's the one. I get Roland and I think it's Kurt muddled up. I get their names interchanged. 1980, I think that said. This I grabbed and didn't even look in it. At 50p, it's a case of grab and run. But this is Frankie's, as in Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Power of Love. So quite a common thing, even with that outer sleeve. Getting cramp again. Oh, look what it does. It pulls my finger across. Oh, it's so painful.
Yes, and Kurt Smith. Shall I show it?
Yeah, you show that.
So Power of Love, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, and it came in its special edition sleeve, which says, "Thou shalt not bend."
Thou shalt not bend. Can you pop that back in there? It's doing it again.
Ooh. Ouch.
I need to hydrate more.
Yes.
Let's whiz through what we've got left. There's some more Genesis. And, it won't stop.
Oh, it's horrible. I get cramp in my feet sometimes and it just won't go away. So imagine it's like that.
Yep.
Did you see James Blunt crowd surfing in a dinghy? No.
No. Nick, you may know the answer. When an artist is touring, will festivals usually be part of the tour, or do they only do festivals if they're not touring? Sorry for the random question. It varies, to be honest.
I think it does, yeah.
Some artists do kind of tack on sometimes after a tour festivals, or even in the mid. Depends when the tour's going on. It totally depends on the artist and what their schedule is and what festivals are on. But sometimes, yes. This is really getting bad now. I don't know how to stop it. Chris Rea. There. There's there's always a shadows. There's always a shadow. Oh my goodness me.
Do you want me to be in the mouth?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay, so the shadows. What is that? Silver album.
Yeah.
Nice gatefold as well. Look at that.
Has it got a big picture of a guitar? Yes, it has.
It has indeed. As you said, there's some Fleetwood Mac in here, which is really rather nice. This is Mirage.
Mirage is later than Rumours, isn't it? This is into the 80s, maybe. Because I think Rumours was what, 77? 82.
The next one is your favourite.
Oh, yeah. I mean, condition here is what got me so excited. And when you look at that, so this is 1986, Pet Shop Boys Please, tiny little picture in the middle. And just look at the condition. I am keeping, because my copy of this is not.
Bonjour, Lex. Bonjour. We've been watching your vlogs.
Oh, Lex, who in France? And loads of cool pictures of the boys Now, we saw them only a month or two back, didn't we?
Yes.
Live, and
Oh.
it was
Probably
instantly
one of the best
Oh,
live,
look what I've just done.
one of the best live shows I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah, that gig went straight into my top 5 gigs of all time. I'm struggling with my fingers
Absolutely
again.
amazing.
Yeah, so
was
anyway.
So good.
That's a keeper. 50p.
Oh,
50p.
did we see Le Non Chef? I don't know if we've got that far yet.
Did you see Le Non Jeff? No, missed that bit. China Crisis. I thought this might be a good one. Interestingly, when I looked it up, I found this record, which is titled Flaunt the Imperfection, but it had a different colour sleeve, as in same artwork, but this was a different colour. So I don't know if that's a reissue or a different press, or so I don't know. It might still be an obscure one.
Mark Tyler says, my claim to fame is that John McVie is my cousin. Oh, cool.
Lovely. Nice eurythmics.
Marcus would like your 50p face, please.
50p. And then it was, oh. I should have just said how much for the whole box.
Oh,
but...
Lex said he was a little doglet we saw while walking by Lerone. No, haven't seen that bit yet.
Oh, Lex is so fancy, isn't she? She's so blooming fancy. She's out of our league, wandering down the Rhine. The Rhine, was it? Rhone? The Rhone. Ooh, fancy. Is Lex home now then?
I don't know. Are you home? Or are you still there and putting out vlogs? I'm not sure.
So Rumours, it's not a valuable album unless I guess you find the first edition. I don't know what edition these are in, what editions these are. I've not looked into it, but there's always a demand. That's top 10 album of all time for me. And I don't think that will ever change. This I own most of Alison's albums.
Lex says she's got one more day in Lyon and coming back on Tuesday.
Nice. Krista Berg. There's a bit of Krista Berg in here. This was the stuff when you went back, we just got a price on what was left.
But she could stay there forever.
Huey Lewis and the News. And the single with the little Back to the Future logo in, because this was the song that Marty performs at the high school prom, doesn't it? What was Power of Love?
Yeah.
Oh, and this was that track. Power of Love was issued in this year and got to #1 by Huey Lewis and the News. The other one we just showed you, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And who was the other one? Jennifer Rush.
Oh, yeah.
Same year, 3 #1s with the same name. I'm sure we've had that as a pub quiz question before. This is a common one from record collections from this time.
Well, David Pentland says
Meatloaf.
that you should run the catalogue numbers through Discogs because you've got a really nice collection.
Yeah. Yes, I probably will. When I come to list them, I do use Discogs as a resource for information. Elton John, that was one I didn't pick out originally, but you fancied grabbing that. And like I say, we ended up, there was about this many left. And you just said, well, we might as well just get a price on the whole lot.
Yeah.
And then he added in £2 to the box, which I was like, sure, yeah, why not? Level 42, World Machine.
Oh, yeah, good. It's got my favourite song on it. Something About You.
And there's something about you, baby. That one?
Mm-hmm.
Mike and the Mechanics. And we all know the ones, we all remember the one, The Living Years. Is that one here?
No, Silent Running is though.
Is Living Years not on here?
Not on that one.
Oh no, that's Beggar on a Beach of Gold. Yeah. So that's Mike Rutherford from Genesis.
Yeah.
His side project.
No Iron Maiden, unfortunately.
No, I did have an Iron Maiden LP a while back. Power Slave, I think it was, and that sold for, was it 40?
Oh,
40,
Darren
30?
says that the China Crisis album was released in 3 colours, red, blue and green covers.
But that's what I was seeing then. But I couldn't see many of the red. When I did completeds on that, because I was interested, I thought that might be something exciting. I only maybe found one of the red, I'm not sure. Anyway, Tina. Oh, we've lost Tina now.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those legs.
She had good legs.
Swing.
What was I going to say? Oh, did you say that we saw China Crisis at Rewind?
No, I didn't mention
Yeah,
that.
we
No.
did.
And then, you fancy these anyway. I don't know whether these are keepers.
Well, I've already got
You
no
like a
jacket
bit-
required, but
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have face value, I don't think. So
Yeah, we were given one of those, weren't we? Was
yeah,
it Cheryl?
Cheryl gave it to us. Well, Madam, I think actually.
Right.
But yeah. And again, with these, we've got a couple of Sade.
No, it's not Sade, it's
Sade.
Sadie.
And I think I've got Diamond Life, but I don't have Promise. So I would probably keep Promise.
This is a stick it on and listen to the whole LP
These are
type of thing.
gatefold as well.
Yeah, and these are gorgeous. Look at the condition.
So
Oh,
nice.
look how young she is there.
Yeah.
A baby. She's a baby. She's probably like Ellen's age there.
Probably.
So yeah, that whole collection, I can't remember what it totaled to, but 50p a record basically. And then we got a deal on what was left after I had everything out and the box. But yeah, very, very happy to find that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and put these back in with my cramping hand.
No Bee Gees, Peter. Sorry about that.
Staying alive.
Oh, I put Sade back in the other way around.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I may end up keeping
Thomas says I always used to call Sade Sade.
Sade. When
I remember when In Excess very, very first ever came out, and my friends were like looking at an article, and I went, "Oh, who's Inks?"
Who's Inks?
And I thought it was hilarious.
We used to get it a lot. Working in record stores at Christmas, right? Christmas specifically, you would get parents and grandparents coming in with a written Christmas list, and they'd go, "I would like whoever Inks, for example, for In Excess," and I can't remember half of them, but some were hilarious.
One of the funny ones, and so many people talking of what Lex was just saying. So many people called her the same thing, and people come in and say it was when not falling into you.
I know what you're going to say.
What album was it? The one with the black, The Reason, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think. It was a black cover.
Yeah, I know.
It was her sort of comeback album.
Doesn't matter.
But anyway, you know who I'm going to say. But people would come in and say, "Could I have that album by Salon de L'Homme, please?"
Salon de
Salon
L'Homme.
de L'Homme. The amount of people that would say that, Salon de L'Homme.
It was weird the
How
first
do you even
time.
read that? There's no L's in her name apart from Celine.
It was hilarious the first time, but then multiple people would come in and
Salon
say, "Have you got that Salon de L'Homme?" What? How is this a thing?
Oh, Elaine has dropped me a message on Instagram. Okay, I'll have a look later.
If anybody is interested in any of these, happy to do a price for whatever you would like. Right, so that was my giddy, excited, records, and then video games.
Yeah.
What else
And
did
then
we buy?
whilst he was doing that, I spotted one of these, and I thought, "Oh, yes, we'll have one of them." And I asked how much the games were, and she said 50p. So I grabbed that one.
Well, I listed this 2 days ago, and it's sold already. So now we can just do a relist, and it is complete. Tap point on offer. I always do this. How many people are in the classic? How many characters are in the classic Cluedo? Quick tap point on offer. You all know the answer by now, surely.
David Pentland said, "Would you take a bid on the whole lot?" Well, I think you're definitely keeping Pet Shop Boys, and I'm probably keeping the Sade.
It's not 7. Ian's gone 7. Oh, whoa. It's just jumped. Wrong. And RS, wrong. And what's going on here? Andy, wrong. Sharon, wrong. There you go.
I just read Fluffy Muffin's comment. My friend wanted a Michael Jackson album for Christmas, and Santa delivered Michael Bolton. Very different.
So the classic
dear.
original Cluedo has 6 characters: Mrs. White, Colonel Mustard, Mrs. Peacock.
Right.
Rev Green.
So Stephen says, how much for the 2 Pink Floyd? I think
That's
you're
a
going to
plum.
need to message us because I don't think you've looked everything up.
I can't
completely
give any
yet.
prices here. I don't know what editions they are. I've not looked into the condition. Going back to somebody who wanted to buy the lot, I doubt I would do that because the price I would come up with, I know what I'll make on these if I sell them individually. So yes, I'm happy to take something slightly less, but I don't know. That's a tricky one. To come up with the price for everything.
Tina's interested in Chris Rea. Okay.
Sure.
And then found that as well, which you thought initially, oh no, that's not really great, but actually it is.
Well, it's not great, but it does sell about £15. What's it called? Business game. Mine a million.
Business game, Waddington's.
I thought it was one I'd had before and struggled with, but I've not actually had this. It's something else. But it's a Waddington, same size and shape box. But yeah,
Stephen says, can I inbox you on eBay? Please
No.
don't inbox us on eBay. If you do, we can't reply.
Let's put it out there again. If you message us on eBay about something that isn't on eBay for sale, we can't even reply because it's against the terms and conditions. So there's always contact details below. Instagram, there's an email address there. You are very welcome to have a chat with us, DM us on Instagram. It's probably the most efficient way.
And then again, 50p, I picked up a Dimback.
That's a keeper because we don't have this anymore. And I would enjoy playing this with some of our local friends.
And we might even do it on this channel every now and then because
it's a great game. It is a really good game. If you've never played Dingbats, do so. It's brilliant. It's all come and drifted.
So when we first arrived at the Jumble Sale, like we said, we were about 6, 7 in the queue, and there were definitely other resellers at the front of the queue, as you would expect. So I do my usual and head to the table with all the bric-a-brac. There was hardly anything there, but there were like a couple of trays of crockery, and there was one that was, I think it was Sadler. It looked like it was Sadler, but it went like that because literally the woman in front of me, literally in front of me as we were walking in, walked up to the table. Before she even got to the table, she said, how much is that? And they went, £2. She went, I'll take that, gave them £2, and it was gone. So it's like,
you can't hang around. You can't hang around. And
then I looked up and down the table and I thought, there really isn't very much here. There was nothing of any substance that I would be interested in. But then I spotted this.
Sometimes at a jumble sale, it's the difference between deciding where to go first. I decided to go straight to media, and that was the best decision I could have made because there were, let's say, 10 resellers in front of us. And when I was rifling through and having my first pick out of that, there was 2 guys to either side of me going, "Ooh," as I was pulling up Bowie, Floyd.
Exactly. You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some.
So yeah, then I spotted this and nobody else was interested in this whatsoever. But I knew that I think we've had something similar before and sold it, and it goes quite well. And I asked how much that was, and they said £3, so I grabbed it.
Used, it's worth something, but this is new in the box, so it's nearer probably 30 plus.
So you just got to think outside the box.
Also, I picked up some CDs and stuff.
So
we can look up.
Missed out on Sadler, but we got a paint pot instead.
Yeah, and that will easier to list. We'll probably sell quicker, and for I'd be happier than that.
Yeah, and it's unused inside as well. So,
but I like we took everything back to the car. I'll show you the rest of the media in a minute as well. And then you said, well, let's go and have another. It's always worth, if you've got the time, to just go in with a relaxed state of mind and look again, because we found a few more bits. That's when you found the tablecloth and that, I think, but also the plant stand.
Well, that's it. Because when you're sort of, as those people were in front of us, of that mind where it's just like, go in, bish, bosh, bash. You know, what's that? Buy that, buy that, buy that, buy that. Gone. They were in the car, gone. So we go back in and have a little wander around, and then I spotted this in the corner that had been completely dismissed. And
£1.
a vintage plant stand. Well,
Can
it's actually antique.
Can I show you the date?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll
try not to crash.
I can't get it very near.
Can you see that? December 1913. So it's an antique plant stand or lamp stand, which clearly needs work. So it needs sanding back and revarnishing, which I will enjoy doing. But £1. So yeah, you've got to look with different eyes as such. You've got to don't just go in and go, and it's a bit like you go to a boot sale. You can go around once and then you go around the second time and you think, oh, how did I miss that the first time?
Well, sometimes at boot sales they put out more stuff.
Sometimes they do, but what I mean is that sometimes we just don't see the things in front of us because we're so focused on other things.
I sold that business game a few weeks ago. I had it listed about 3 years, eventually sold it for £5.
Oh,
that's interesting because I looked it up last night and there were completed at £15 for that. I think most of those were free shipping. So it's not great when you take shipping out, but that's what I'm going to list it for. It'll be interesting to see if I have trouble selling it then. Not had it before, but that was just going on recently completed. I wanted to read Jennifer's
I just read that.
comment. When my friend got married, she asked for the Robin Hood Everything I Do song. So that's the Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You. And she got Robin Hood riding through the glen. Wow, sack the DJ.
Oh, that's really funny.
We were in hysterics. Excellent. What else have we got? People saying that people saying about quizzes. Yeah, we can do one now and again. I'm not going to bring it back regularly.
Darren says that's nearly as old as you, Nick.
Rude. 1913. David said there, I bought 2,000 sci-fi DVDs for £80 at auction last week. Amazing. Okay.
Oh, Sharon says that was the month and year that her grandfather was born.
Fantastic. Wow. Somebody asked who died in Cluedo, and somebody's already answered it for me. And it was indeed Mr. Black. Or was it Doctor? Was it Doctor? I thought it was just Mr. It might be Doctor. Oh, Tina says there, Doctor. So it was Doctor. Yeah, Sharon, month and year my grandfather was born. What are the chances? Yeah, it's a really nice piece. It's incredibly, you would have seen, incredibly thin, dainty legs. And the fact that that survived, and it's clearly been well used, and none of those legs have been snapped.
Yeah.
In all that time, in 100 years. So we may just sand that back and varnish it and possibly use it.
Yeah, I think I'll use it for a while at least.
Because there's some really nice kind of corners in this house. If you've seen the tour, it's very nooks and crannies and corners. So that would work really well. So a few more bits of media. Nothing exciting, I don't think. Just some interesting CDs that were cheap and cheerful to take a chance on. Oh, Star is Born probably has very little value because that soundtrack sold millions. Tom Waits. This was one that I just wanted for the car. That's James Bay. And he is from Hitchin. And that album cover is a venue that we know very well. In fact, I used to go up, that's the Market Square there. You go in, you go up a flight of stairs, and it's now kind of a trendy bar. But when I was a regular there, it was a snooker club. But I went there for the weekly poker tournament for a couple of years. I used to know the guy who ran the place, became friends with him, and he then turned it into the trendy bar it is now, and he did very well out of it. Now, you were keen to take a chance on a few VHSs.
Yeah.
So we did.
At the price they were selling them for.
That one does seem to have a market. It's a bit hit and miss. I think the most I saw was it 10 or 15 on this Sleeping Beauty. But we grabbed a few other Disney ones. And even the one I thought might be really good, there was a time when that was worth a load of money, but I think then it was reissued. But this is the video of Song of the South. which the film has kind of been cancelled,
Cancelled as
should we
such,
say.
yeah.
So it does have a little bit of value because it's hard to get hold of. Disney doesn't promote it or talk about it anymore. So that has a little bit of value, but not much. I thought that could be good, but not really. And Black Cauldron has no value. Neither does Pocahontas. But we grabbed a few just to experiment. What else have we got? Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah, I'm interested to listen to that.
Probably going to put that in the car and have a listen. Miles Kennedy has an incredible voice, and he did an album with Slash that we've got.
Oh yeah, I was in a band with Slash. So yeah. Deborah says, please don't sand that lovely plant stand down. Just use coloured restoring oils, shellac or wood pens. Will look beautiful afterwards. This is what I do every day. Oh, okay. Well, because
it's lost a lot of its veneer. Well, not veneer, but the varnish has
like
gone.
That. So, do you still recommend it for that to?
Because I imagined we would just take that varnish layer off and then re-varnish it.
Yeah, because Stephen says sometimes it has flaking old varnish that you have to get rid of first.
That's kind of where we're at.
And that's
But we are not experts.
But I certainly will take on board what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not flaking, but it definitely looks like it's lost some of its varnish, and it's, been knocked on the edges. And Deborah says, yes, it will totally restore it. Okay. Well, let me just highlight your comment and then I can
screen
grab it.
Hi, Lainey. Didn't know you were in. I only know 1 to 10 in French, and we.
Right, let me screen grab that.
Oh, you're taking a picture. I was going to screen grab. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just easier to do that, isn't it?
I grabbed some CDs. There wasn't really much there. A couple of what I call Cliffy Biro, but Biffy Clyro albums, but they really don't have much value. I will hold these back until I can add a couple more.
Richard picked up a song of the South VHS this morning.
Ah, okay.
Apparently.
Yeah, I thought it might hold more value than it seems they do. 2 Mallory Knox albums.
Okay. Stephen says, pro tip though, they have sets of the wood pens in Poundland. Interesting. We haven't got a Poundland anymore, though. It's shut.
Our local in this has gone.
Yeah.
2 Mallory Knox CDs. I don't think it was really worth bothering with. This, I couldn't find any completeds. Block Party Flux remixes. So it's a special edition single with mixes in a really quite interesting case. Couldn't find any completed, so I don't know if it has any value. But it was interesting enough to grab. Fight Star, I grabbed it because it was the double edition with a load of B-sides on it. Yeah. I don't think it holds masses of value, unfortunately.
Well, Busted are on tour at the moment, aren't they? So
yeah, this, by the way, this is the guy, the lead singer. What's his name? Charlie Simpson.
Charlie Simpson, yeah.
When Busted split up the first time round, he went off and formed Fight Star. I think they had 4 or 5 LPs. Almost Alice soundtrack. Sum 41 live in Tokyo. I always grab music DVDs, live DVDs if they're, pennies. And sometimes it's a home run. This isn't worth much, but I'll always grab them. Well, that was about it, wasn't it, really?
Janice says she loves Miles Kennedy and Alter Bridge. Saw them last year. They're amazing. Yeah. His voice is amazing. It really is.
He has a stunning voice, for sure. Yeah, Richard, thought it was worth more than it is too. There was a period in time, I think, when it really was. But I think so many people have cottoned on, and I think demand is now right down. So it might be a bit of a struggle. But it's always worth taking a punt on things and learning. If you don't get anything else out of it other than learning something, it's still worth doing. So yeah, a few albums for the car, a few to resell. Find of the day, possibly that, along with the vinyl as a whole, as a collection, was awesome. Yeah, it was a good day. And we were only there for an hour tops, and that's only because we went in and mooched about for ages. I did film, so hopefully I'll be able to edit together me finding the records and video games. It's because I don't have a setup to hold my GoPro. It's tricky to hold it and rummage, so I don't know what footage came out, and I've got 3 other videos to edit. Anyway.
Steve Laney says, is there any value in the VHS tapes that were sent out like promo before the tapes were released? If memory serves me right, some of them have timers running on them, not bootleg.
Probably. I've never sold one that I can think of. So like review copies, that sort of thing. Don't know. You would have to do a spot of research, see what you can find out. Why is my hair doing that?
I don't know.
How are we doing for time? We are almost on the hour.
Thomas wants to know, do you ever find any old Walkmans? We do occasionally, don't we?
Every now and again, yeah. I haven't had a Sony Walkman for a very long time. And that's one of those niches that was kind of blown wide open by Guardians of the Galaxy. And then a lot of people rapidly became aware of it because it was talked about so much. I mean, the whole cassette format came back in on the back of that film. Yeah, I've bought and sold many over the years, but it's a struggle to find a Sony these days. I think Pete was saying about, Charlie Simpson's band Fight Style was great. Used to listen to them all the time. I'll be honest, I've never listened. I know who it is, and the fact that
not
he's
really your thing, though, is it?
Not really my cup of tea. But I haven't listened, so how would I know? Okay, so what have we got here? Am I right in thinking that there's Disney VHS that have a black diamond on them that are worth more? Yes, I believe you are right. And when I was briefly searching these, that term came up. I don't think this is a black diamond. Is that on the spine? But yeah, I believe there is something in it. I've dabbled in VHS. Well, when we started selling on eBay, videos were a staple of what we did because it was still a current format. I'm talking year 2000 when we really started ramping up and doing it on a big scale. We would buy and sell videos all the time, but current stuff. Wasn't really a collector's market then. Well, actually, I say that the early horror stuff still had value back then, and the pre-certificate stuff. But yeah, these days it's more of a collector's market. But I think it's picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. David said I saw 101 Dalmatians went for 15,000. Oh, blimey.
What? There you go. Yeah, black diamond on the case or somewhere else. Is it? It's a question, right? Okay. I think I have a Sanyo Walkman somewhere. Yeah, Sanyo. I think I had Sanyo stuff.
I had Philips.
That was quite a good brand, wasn't it? Yeah. I had an Awa at one point. Mm-hmm. And I did briefly have the yellow Sony, but it died a death, which I got from
friend. Is that the
sports one, yeah.
I think somebody else just commented on that.
The yellow case Sony sports stuff can go for insane money.
So, yeah, Raymond says I still have mine from the 80s, including the yellow sport.
Yeah, they were great, weren't they?
Yeah, my Philips was yellow. It was like a copy of it, I suppose.
Copy of it. Right, I think we will wrap this one up. I can show you my knocker again, just for fun.
You're very proud of that, aren't you?
Well, it was a fun little thing, wasn't it, today? It's very shiny now. So we normally end these rambly live streams with words of wisdom. If you don't know what that is, how would you describe what we do at the end?
I don't know. I normally let you do that.
we hand it over to you. You can put some words of wisdom in. If you want to theme them around today's show, which is a lot of vinyl and going to Jumble Sales, please do, but it doesn't have to be. We'll read out a bunch and leave you on our favourite. That's what we do.
What was the comment? I was going to read out this one. Nick Inc. Leon C. Interiors Shop says, Busted are on tour at the moment. Saw them at the O2 in London last Sunday. It was a great show.
Did you? Ah.
I think they did the Radio 2.
They have
big
just
weekend as well, didn't they?
I heard on the radio, they've just done a reissue of Year 3000 with the Jonas Brothers. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I think they're touring with them. So I assume they do the new version live together on stage. Yeah.
They had Hanson on, didn't they? We were
listening
to them on the radio.
That's what happened. Yes. Oh no, they're touring with Hanson. Sorry, scrap all of that. I muddled up some facts. They produced a single, I think, with the Jonas Brothers, but they're touring with Hanson and they do a live version of Mbop.
Yeah.
That's right. Sorry.
Yes. Neil found a Sony Discman still in its unopened packaging from the earlier noughties when they moved house last year.
Wow. Yes, people are correcting me.
Yeah,
you are correct. Hanson. I got all muddled up with my facts.
But they have done a song with the Jonas Brothers.
I believe so.
Right, so I'm scrolling back to find the first wow. Was it Elaine? I think it might have been. A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass all put together to make a magic ball of light. You are not broken, you are a disco ball. Oh, that really got me. Oh, wow. That's going to be hard to beat because that one just gave me a punch in the chest.
Did it make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up?
Yeah.
Quickly, I know we're doing words of wisdom, but I just want to highlight this. I love a good fact and some information. Thomas says the Sony WMD6C Walkman Pro is the one. Lowest price on eBay is 400, highest is over £1,000. Good luck finding one of those, everybody, but they will be out there somewhere. Right.
So Peter Welch.
Go.
Says, happiness and freedom begin with one principle. Some things are within your control and some things are not.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally on board with that. And it's sometimes you have to have a word with yourself, don't you? Every now and again, and realize to stop worrying or stressing about things you can't control.
Yeah. Jonathan loves your media halls and that vinyl.
Thank you. Glad you enjoyed.
Andy says, turn your poker venue into a trendy wine bar to increase profits.
Well, yes, it worked out well for my friend.
Fluffy Muffin says, music is the stories of our lives.
Yes, love that. I think flipping L's was a word of wisdom. Don't leave your huge pile of ironing to do till Sunday evening. No. Is that what you're doing now?
I just don't iron anymore. Raymond says, why is car boot sales better than jumble trails? One has toilets. Well, jumble trails do.
Well, if you know where they are.
The last one we went to, they had toilets at the village hall.
At the village hall. Yeah, it is a good point. When we've gone to big city ones, it can be a bit tricky, but then usually we can find like a McDonald's or a Subway or a pub.
Yeah, or a supermarket.
Or a supermarket. They're good for toilets if they're big enough. Yeah. But yes, I take your point. Peter, many who are first will be last, and many who are last will be first.
Interesting.
That sounds like something Yoda would say.
Yeah. Chris G says, chin up, cheer up, don't let life get you down.
Nice. Nice. It's not always about the size of the knocker. It's about how it knocks. Well, right now, this one doesn't knock at all. It just dangles in thin air.
Really, Nick? Nick. My brother is James born in Busted. Wow, that's very cool.
Really? That's quite a claim to fame.
Wow.
Ali has popped one in. Dream big, stay focused, and make it happen. Love that. Straight to the point. Porkies, good evening. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I like that
that's
a
good,
lot.
isn't it?
Mm. These are good. These are very good.
Lainey's is good.
I just found out about the Canadian version of Hanson a couple of weeks back called the Moffats. I vaguely remember that name.
I vaguely remember the Moffats.
Yeah, rings a bell from our music shop days. Lainey, music is what feelings sound like. Oh, yeah. Any minute now, Lainey's going to slag off Lana Del Rey. You will. Whenever we go into music, she likes to have a pop at Lana. Okay, what have we got? Have we got any more?
Yeah.
Phil, hello, Phil. Hope you're keeping well. Worry is a misuse of your imagination. Oh, nailed it. Love that. I've not heard that as a phrase. Worry is a misuse of your imagination because, you are imagining an outcome
that probably will never happen.
Yeah. And usually the problem is our thoughts about a scenario, not the scenario itself. Yeah. It's how we process it, how we think about it. But that's a great one. I like that. David's resale ironing pile is huge. Yeah, used to have that issue. Music is the food of love, so play on. Thank you, Mark. I walk slowly, but I never walk backward.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you're heading in the right direction, all you got to do is keep walking. I have to tell myself that sometimes when stuff gets on top of me or I've got too much to do or the task is too big. I just focus in on what you're doing and just say, I'm going to take these little steps.
Yeah, we were talking about that today, weren't we, with all the painting jobs that we've got to do and the repair jobs.
Some of the work on the house has felt like a mountain. So we're just doing little manageable chunks, you know.
That's all you can do is just take one thing and do that and then look at the next thing later. Don't think about it at the time, you'll just get overwhelmed.
And then it actually becomes enjoyable because you can take the joy out of a little job. Like today, we just said we're going to deal with the door. And then I hyper focused in on making these look nice. And then you can enjoy it rather than going, I've got so much to do. I need to rush through this and get on to the next thing. Yeah.
Joe used to go to the Outlook nightclub in the 70s and 80s in Hitchin. Whereabouts was that then? Was that where the Regal is, where the Regal Chambers is?
Could be.
Or was it what the Hermitage was called at that time?
The Hermitage was a club. I don't know what it was called.
And then there is a small club on Sun Street. I don't know if that was called the Outlook.
And there was a venue down by the station that we went to in the
that was the 90s. So that wasn't there in 70s, 80s.
Was it not? Yeah, there's a few venues that have gone, as in the buildings are no longer there, like the Regal. That's now a doctor's,
isn't it? Now a doctor's surgery.
Yeah, I don't know where that was.
Thomas says, your vlogs and lives keep me sane. I suffer with mental health and anxiety, and watching you always makes me feel better. That's so good to hear, Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, comments like that set me off. Don't get me started, Thomas. Thank you. Are we still going? Are we still?
There's one from Paul there, look.
Paul.
A word to the efficient is sufficient.
Oh, fancy. Deborah says, always put off until tomorrow what you should be doing today. I'm not sure that's advice we want to be putting out there. Sums me up a treat. Well, I claim to be king of the procrastinators. It's something I battle with. It's really a battle of getting started. And I think most things are. And once we get going, I think we're okay. But it's that mental battle of taking the first step in anything you're doing, isn't it? It's about saying, I've started.
Yeah.
I've started, so I'll finish.
Fish Guy says, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins.
Yeah.
And Steve's telling us that Hanson's later albums are rather good.
Oh. Yeah, going back to that one you highlighted here, Fish Guy.
Yeah.
What's it? Similar phrase that sticks in my mind is the only way to fail is to give up.
Yeah.
That plays in my head quite a bit.
I'm just scooching past Lainey's Lana criticism.
What?
Mark Draper says you can't change the past, but you can be makers of history.
Ooh.
Oh, it was down Sun Street. Right, so it'll be that small club. We've been in there. Called something different now, isn't it?
Yes, it's a club now. It's a speakeasy club now, kind of.
Yeah.
It's got the door is like a phone box.
Yeah.
Is it that one you're talking about? Yeah.
Oh, Jeff's off.
Can you hear Jeff?
Ken says, if you know you're heading in the right direction, start running.
Start running. Or in my version, just keep walking.
Yeah, and Michelle says, trust your instincts. Sand and add a new finish. You can't restore a finish that doesn't exist.
Interesting. Okay, we'll look into it. We'll watch some YouTube videos and go with what we feel comfortable with. But yeah, thank you for all the advice. It is appreciated. Go on. Did you highlight one? Go.
Yeah, no matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. And I tend to live by that mantra. I honestly do. I always just, even if I feel absolutely awful one day, I get up, I put my clothes on, and I put one foot in front of the other. And
it's a good job you don't forget that first step in this.
Well, I get dressed and
come down, open the curtains.
It says dress up, and I show up, and I'm there, and I do a little bit, and he's really off. Oh, here he comes.
Do you want to get? We could end with a bit of a Jeff. He needs a scene to. I'll leave you to pick a favourite. I think I know what it is.
Yeah, I don't think it's beaten my first reaction, to be honest. But
Jeff.
Sharon says there is no dark side of the moon, really. As a matter of fact, it's all dark. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall.
Oh, a Floyd reference.
Elena says I wasn't planning on having a go at Lana, but Nick requested it. Kath says those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them to my souls with hoops of steel. Did I not read that right? I don't know.
That sounds fancy.
It does.
What are you all in a Tisabel?
Amy wants to know, Nick, would you or have you done a video on what sells well at Christmas?
I don't think I've done a video about that, but anything that is giftable. The thing is, most things are giftable, but if you do have any sealed stuff, any new stuff, you can get a premium for at Christmas because a lot of people like to buy new stuff. But there is a huge market for retro stuff. I've always done well with retro board games at Christmas. I used to do them on Amazon predominantly. How do you answer that question? Sometimes you have to think a little bit outside the box, I think. But a lot of people will buy cool retro things for people of our age.
Jeff looks clean. He has had a bath recently.
He had a bath the other night. Yeah. Anyway, hope that helped.
Yes, there will be a Jumble Trail video coming up.
Yeah.
At some point.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Even you're ironing one.
Would you like to
let me
pick?
find the first one that I saw.
Have you calmed down now?
What were you? We had some really good ones, so I need to go back quite a way.
He's still distracted by whatever he's heard outside.
Yeah, he gets very upset by it. People standing outside chatting.
But Dad, I've got to protect you from the people out in the real world.
Here we are. This is my favourite. Thank you, Elaine. A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass, all put together to make a magic ball of light. You are not broken. You are a disco ball.
But who's going to put...
That's touched a nerve with me.
Who's going to put me all back together, though?
You don't need to. You're now a magic ball of light.
Oh, okay. It just happens. Right. Well, say goodbye, Jeff. He wants to go down, I think. Say goodbye, Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff. Goodbye, Jeff. Let's put him down and then we'll say goodbye. Oh,
Wriggler.
he's a heavy wriggler, is what he is.
Oh,
I'm now
Belinda
covered
says
in...
hi again. I thought tonight was cancelled. Just thought I would check back. But why did you think tonight was cancelled?
No, we were here. Sorry if you missed it.
Yeah, and we spoke to you earlier, so I don't know.
Right, we will leave you there. Thank you very much for joining us. I hope that was interesting. Maybe there was a tiny nugget of information in there that might come in handy. Who knows?
Who knows?
We will try and get some content out next week. Like I say, I have so much footage that I took off the GoPro, and I filmed a load more this weekend. I just need to find time to sit down and edit. I was going to do it today. Ended up spending the day shining my knocker, amongst other things. But yeah, we'll be back next week, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Is there a new video on your channel?
There wasn't this week. I didn't have time to do one. It's been a busy week.
You've let people down.
I'm hoping to do some sort of haul video this week.
Right. Well, have a wonderful evening. We'll see you in the next video. If not, we'll see you this 8 o'clock next Sunday.
Belinda says, I was here until 8:30, but no picture on the screen. Well, that must have been your end then, because we were here chatting away at 8:30. So we were here on time at 8 o'clock, amazingly.
Yeah, I think something went awry at your end.
Yeah.
If it happens again, just keep refreshing and it should sort itself out.
Sorry about that, Belinda.
Oops. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a great week, and we will see you again soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Ta-ra.